You don't know this about me. I love being the center of attention. Like walking down the aisle at my wedding, I was like, look at me, everybody. This is the one chance I have. If y'all saw the welcome table, it said there was going to be a vote of thanks. I put vote of thanks because if I put long monologue, all of you would have left. So that's why I had to lie. I once attended this wedding, and I was part of the bridal party. And this guy, he was going to be giving the sermon or the message. And so we were standing together before the wedding, and somebody asked him, hey, how long is your message going to be? And he goes, 45 minutes. And I looked at him, and I go, that is the funniest thing I've ever heard. I was like, that's so ridiculous. And then I realized, I was laughing. I said, oh my God, this man is serious. He thinks we came here and we're like sitting at the edge of our seats to listen to him for 45 minutes. My goodness. Well, tonight, my friends, I am that man. I will be talking your ear off. I don't know what other occasion I could take advantage of such an opportunity, so I'm doing it today. So anyway, I'm going to indulge you with the sound of my own voice as I've been reflecting on turning 40. I actually wrote this 6 months ago. 6 months ago, I was sitting down, I was like, thoughts on 40. I need to be ready for this. So I have been treating 40 like a job that I had been promised years before. I knew it was coming and I wanted to be ready. And so in my mid-30s, I worked on emotional healing, fitness, nutrition, career, money. And y'all, by the way, once you peel one layer of the onion of emotional healing, it stinks. It gets real stinky, y'all. I'm sure some of y'all can relate to that. They say the average age of a marathon runner is 39 because people think, I'm gonna turn 40, so, what have I done with my life? And so, I heard that stat, I really took it to heart, and I promised myself, I am not gonna turn 40 and suddenly wake up and feel like poo-poo, or feel like, I have something to prove after all these years. I wanna always be growing and healing and giving as a lifestyle. And so while I haven't run a 26.2 mile marathon, I can do a mean 1.3 mile walk. If you give me 30 minutes and a dog pulling me on a leash, I can do that at age 40. That is my accomplishment. 1.3 miles. So I look forward to all that this next decade has to hold. Menopause, gray hair, Googling how to dress to hide belly fat, Googling what to eat to lower my A1C and cholesterol. Anybody else in this room? I know that's like 95% of us in here. And just looking forward to people not noticing me, people talking slowly and loudly at me. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. But anyway, this past year, I bought a second deodorant just for my inner thighs. I don't know if it was the 100-degree weather or if it was just my aging sweat glands, but anyways, 5 stars, guys. I highly recommend this practice. I think it will help a lot of people in here. I wanted to say that. I want to set you free if you're in the prison of sweaty inner thighs. It's not just you. So if I slip on the dance floor, y'all know, it's my thighs. But who am I kidding? It's probably one of y'all. Y'all are all older than me. Probably got the same problem. But although 40 is definitely old, it's also a time when most of us will have chronic diseases that we'll begin to manage for the rest of our lives. Just saying this to set anyone free from pretending that's not a thing, because it's a thing. Most of us shouldn't be drinking tonight. But at the same time, life is just beginning. There is still so much life left to live. Moses was 80 when he led the Israelites out of Egypt. So my first 40 years simply primed me for even better years ahead with all of you. So I have some serious advice to all of you. Now that I'm old and wise, I might be alone in a nursing home soon. So I need to get this off my chest. If anybody has any organ music, any organ players in here, I need some church music as I preach. Number 1, listen to and nurture your inner child. Children are smart, but we treat them like they're dumb. We were way smarter than we were treated as children. So identify your wounds your inner child carries and heal them. Because you never know how many people you're hurting in the meantime or how many people you could have been helping. Heal those wounds, and you have to see them to heal them. 40 is a spiritually significant number, and I take it very seriously. The last 40 years have been good, but they've had their ups and downs and wilderness seasons, as I'm sure all of you can relate to. And I feel like life is about to begin again, except I can see more clearly now. I see things differently. I see things for what they are. As children, we're taught to pretend to survive. Who do I need to be for my parents? Who do I need to be for my peers, my bosses? So hear me carefully. The freest of us find spaces where we're not confined to pleasing the ignorant among us. Many of you know I keep a poker face. I always know or feel more than I'm appearing to know or feel. I tend to have low blood pressure, but I learned it was a trauma response. My body adapted to mask stress. I numbed my feelings, disassociated, controlled my reactions to survive every environment I walked in. And a lot of us, that's just how we have to live our lives. So it took years of digging and peeling layers and being comfortable, getting uncomfortable to understand this. It took, getting rid of ego. And I'm not saying this for pity, but I'm taking off my mask so you can take off yours too. First, you have to feel its thickness on your face, like this makeup I'm wearing, because I know none of you recognize me right now. So finally, a wish for each of you, because I love you and you mean something to me. I wish for each of you to be seen and known. You are worthy of it. I wish for you to not have to pretend or to live life at 40% of yourself because people weren't safe for you or couldn't see your existence outside of their narrow perception of the world. I wish for your genuine thoughts and desires to never be dismissed, but to be met with curiosity. I wish for you to always wonder and choose curiosity over black and white thinking. I wish for you to find emotional healing and to pass it on to the next generation like a torch in your hand. Connect with them for who they are and who God wants them to be. They're not little puppets. I wish for you to walk barefoot on the grass, and I mean this literally. Go home and take your shoes off, walk on your grass. Hear the sound of migrating birds coming home for a gentle fall or spring. I wish for you to change the DNA of inherited trauma and begin to feel light as air and heavy with purpose as you walk on this earth. I hope you have a place to share your deep thoughts and ideas because they mean something. And if you don't, I hope I can be one of those safe people for you. If you're here, you're special, you have a purpose, and I pray you walk in the fullness of it. This is my birthday wish for you as I blow out my imaginary candle. So that's my monologue. Thanks for not leaving.